Hello everyone, welcome back to Football Now, a YouTube channel where we run you through the latest round of Premier League fixtures, talk you through the betting odds and offer our own predictions. I say our own predictions, as I've said in all the other videos. It is just me, unfortunately, this week. Connor is covering the darts over at Darts Now. You can check all the content that he's pumping out via the link in the description. We provide you the links to all of our other affiliated sports channels across the whole spectrum of sports, so get involved and subscribe to those over there. Like I said, it's just me this week. I've done videos for most of the games so far, and there'll be one out for all 10 Premier League games this weekend. This one will be focusing on Tottenham taking on Aston Villa, of course, in the Premier League at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Connor has fortunately sent over his predictions for all the games this weekend. We will see how our own head-to-head predictor is faring in a week's time after all the games, see how we've both compared. Like I said, I'm 9 points ahead right now. I was 10, though, before the last week. Well, the last round of predictions we gave, rather. He has clawed it back, and he'll be looking to do the same again. Let us know your own predictions down below in the comments for this game and how you think these two sides will fare this season. Of course, they're both flying high right now, even though Tottenham have suffered a few bumps in recent weeks. You can also get involved with us on our social media, Twitter, FootballNow1_, on Instagram, FootballNow Insta. They're in the very early stages of their development, those platforms, but we're really looking to develop them and pump out more content over the coming months. Like I said, Tottenham taking on Aston Villa, 2 o'clock kickoff Sunday afternoon in London. Tottenham obviously at home. Before we look at the two sides closer, I'll get the odds up on screen. Tottenham 25-18, a draw at 3-1, and Villa at 37-20. Villa not far off evens. A draw at 3-1 is quite interesting to me. I don't think that's the worst bet in the world when you look at the Premier League table now, which I'm going to get up on screen. You can see, look how tight it is between these two sides. There's a point separating them. Tottenham in 4th, Villa in 5th on 25 points, Tottenham on 26. Both got 3 wins in their last 5. Tottenham also 2 losses in their last 2 games, though. Villa suffered a loss and a draw as well in their last 5. But both incredible sides to watch, haven't they, in the Premier League so far this season. And a draw at 3-1 might be something which is worth keeping an eye on, actually. I might actually swing that way myself. I'm going to look at the injuries for these two sides. First of all, we're going to look at Tottenham. They've got some big names out. James Maddison being one of them, ruled out with an ankle injury. Ivan Perisic, Richarlison, Sessegnon, Sullivan, Whiteman, and Van der Ven. Some big names missing there for Tottenham. That could play a role in I'm sure it will play a role in one form or another of what transpires on Sunday. Villa also got a few players out. Buendia ongoing out with a knee injury. Matty Cash, House, Mings, Ramsey, and Diego Carlos questionable over whether he will feature. So some big names out there for both sides. Both sets of fans, I'm sure, are absolutely buzzing with how things are going this season, despite the recent difficulty of Tottenham. They've exceeded all expectations under Postecoglou so far in the Premier League. Those last 2 losses, though, did come obviously at home to Chelsea. They had 2 players sent off. 4-1. Those games came late on, and the scoreline certainly flattered Chelsea that night, I think. But then they did lose away to Wolves last time out. Wolves are a side that are taking points off. I feel going to take points off a lot of good sides this season. They've already beat Man City, and they've managed to come up with 2 late goals in stoppage time to turn that around at Molineux to hand Tottenham a second consecutive defeat. Just going to get Aston Villa's form up. If you can see me looking to the side, because I've got another screen up with all the different results. Villa, like I said, they're flying high right now. They beat Fulham 3-1 at home last time out. Beat AZ Alkmaar as well in the Europa League a couple of days before that. A slight blip in a loss away to Nottingham Forest at the start of this month. But Unai Emery, we say it every week, don't we, me and Connor, been working absolute wonders since he moved in at Aston Villa. Absolutely flying in the Midlands. They're in European places this year in the Conference League. I'm sure they'll be eyeing at a minimum Europa League, but if we sit by the table there, they're in. I think they're in as much as a shout as anyone to get in this Champions League places. Absolutely no reason why they can't do that. I know there's always a tendency, because they're not one of the established big 6, as we say, to write them off and expect them to fall off at the end of the season. But I think if you drop those Villa players into any kit on the team, I don't think we'd be ruling them out at all of a shot at Champions League football. They've been absolutely flying. Ollie Watkins up front, brilliant this season. I don't think he got a goal in his first 4 or 5 games, but he was heavily involved whenever I watched them, and the goals were inevitable. Obviously, back for England as well, not this international break, but the one beforehand with a 1-0 win against Australia. Tottenham, of course, still, I say, learning to deal with the loss of a big England striker and Harry Kane, but they're not, have they? Like I said, they've been flying very well themselves. The summer business has been brilliant from Postecoglou. The likes of Vicario in goal, Van der Ven, of course, who was injured, if I can try and speak, and James Maddison also out this weekend. But they've really been breathed a breath of fresh air into that Tottenham side. You also look at the improvement of players like Christian Romero, who I know again got suspended against Chelsea, but he's been brilliant this season. And they look at a completely different size of what they were last year, even with the recent results. It's reached a point now where we give the predictions, and I can't look away from especially knowing the odds with the 3-1 on the draw. I'm going to back a 2-2 draw between these two sides. I think they're going to be closely matched coming off the back of the international break. Like we said, we're very, very close in the Premier League and the table. I'm just going to get Connor's prediction up for this game. So he's also gone for 2-2. Okay, that's boring. That's twice now this week. We've both gone for the same result. But yeah, we're both back in the draw, and understandably, I think these sides are closely matched and close to each other, in the table for a reason. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, your own predictions, and also get involved on our social media platforms, which I mentioned at the top of the video. You can check out all our other channels in the link in the description, all the videos that I'll be doing this weekend, previewing all the Premier League games over on the channel too. I will see you over there